Hello guys and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Before we get too far into it, please excuse my voice. I am suffering from just a little bit of a flu. I'm getting over it, but the voice has not recovered yet, and the voiceover is probably going to be a little bit shorter than the video so I don't start coughing and blow your ears up or anything. But I'm so excited to show you this build that I simply could not wait. I'm calling this in my head the Antigua Ikea build because the story behind it is that this house was inherited by someone, and she came from an apartment, so there's like rooms in the house that you can tell are very much her style and kind of funky and cool, and there are rooms in the house where you can tell she just kind of kept most of the inherited furniture and just added some of her own flair because the house came with a lot of older furniture or more put together style. The really cool thing about this build though is that it is a real life to Sims build, and this is one of the first floor plans I've ever tried that with where it worked for the most part. It's obviously a little bit different. I should be putting the blueprint up on screen here shortly. Hopefully I remember to do that when I do the final edit. It's from an Instagram account called Floor Plans of the Past. I'll go ahead and put their name up on screen too. They do exactly what they say they do. They collect old floor plans, and sometimes it has pictures of a house, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it has the full floor plan, sometimes it doesn't. I'm finding, looking through their account and a few others, that older floor plans don't usually include the attic or the cellar, but the description will say oh yeah, it had a full root cellar, or oh, there were 3 more bedrooms in the attic. But they're not usually included. But that's actually kind of okay because in The Sims it's really hard to do attic bedrooms. In this case, there definitely was probably a cellar in this house. I didn't include it because everything else worked out almost perfectly, so I was like, I'm not gonna bother. And you could almost certainly guarantee somewhere there was probably an attic space, but again, didn't bother to include it in this build. This build is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. The original floor plan is only 2 bath, I believe. I'll have to look at it again. I don't have it open in front of me at the moment, but I did end up adding that half bath downstairs in the end because I realized I was going through the end of the build and to take screenshots, and I was like, oh my Lanta, you have to go through either a bedroom or at the very least upstairs to get to a bathroom. That's not okay in a house of this size. That doesn't make sense. So I took what is a closet in the floor plan and just turned it into a half bath. I don't actually know if it got a screenshot, but it's a typical yet another castle half bath. I mean, it's beige. It has a toilet and a sink, so it's not that exciting. This build is also really, really fun because I started this build in I think March, and I was struggling so hard with the formal living room. I was struggling so hard with the formal living room. Also, I'm gonna jump away from that story for a minute. The outside of the house, there is a picture of the outside of the house with the blueprints, and I'll put it up here on the screen. It's not something we can easily replicate in The Sims with what we were given and make the house work. I was at the very least struggling very hard with making the house replicate the screenshot here, or not screenshot, the picture. It's a very beautiful house. It's a Georgian style house, I guess. The basics of it are the same, but the window placement and the sort of decoration around the windows and stuff ended up being a little bit different, and I ended up taking some liberties with the roofline and stuff, just because there's things you can get away with in real life that you can't get away with in The Sims. It simply doesn't work. This is also one of the more complicated roofs in order to make it work. And it is the chimney, just side note, when you place it, will probably glitch out because it wanted to just turn that deep black shadowed color no matter what I did. So fair warning, you're gonna have to replace the chimney most likely. But going back to what I was saying, the living room was fighting with me. It was fighting so hard. I was struggling like you wouldn't believe. And so I walked away from it for a while, as you do with Sims builds. And I was trying to figure out what I needed with the sofa, basically, because I was like, I want a beautiful white sofa, and I want a more traditional but still kind of funky white sofa, because like I said, the story is the Sim inherited this house and is now trying to find a blend between the furniture that she was left and updating the house so that it makes sense to her style, and she gets to keep some of her stuff. Also, Strangerville saving the day with the windows. Strangerville is a weird pack. I actually enjoyed the story quite a bit, but I know a lot of people didn't, and that's totally cool. I never actually finished the story, thinking about it now. I don't think I ever finished the plan. Anyways, but the windows, the build buy in that pack for at least the windows and stuff, and the columns and things, I 110% worth it for me for that alone. Anyways, I was struggling with the living room, and I keep interrupting the story. I was watching, I believe it was a Little Simsy video, and I couldn't tell you which one, but she used the paranormal couch in the white swatch, and I went, oh no, that's exactly the couch I want to use. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy a pack just for the build. And I got to the end of my pay period. I was just about to get my next paycheck, and I was like, I have a little bit of fun money, and I went and looked, and the bundles were on a little bit of a discount, and I was like, okay, maybe I can do a bundle. And so I got Paranormal, and I got Dream Home Decorator, and I got Eco Lifestyle, and oh my goodness, I'm so inspired to build. I'm having so much fun with those. The swatches are beautiful, the packs are beautiful, the gameplay is so much fun. So I've been doing a Rags to Riches in Solani, and I have my personal family is what I call them, that I go in and play all the time, that they're eventually going to turn into a legacy, but I have them on long lifespan, and I keep extending their lifespans and stuff, so it's going to be a while. But I don't sit down and just make new families and play just to goof very often. And between Paranormal and Eagle Lifestyle and Dream Home Decorator, I have so many saves going. I'm having so much fun with those. Oh my goodness, it was such a good buy. I was so worried I was going to feel a little bit guilty, because there's a lot going on, and sometimes it's not always appropriate to spend money on video games when you're an adult who has adult responsibilities. But they were on sale, and it's been so much fun, and I'm loving it. And this build benefited so hard from all three of those packs, and this build makes me so unbelievably happy. I love this build. This build is going in my personal world. I don't know who's living there yet. We may have to make a sim. I don't know. You could maybe turn this into a haunted house. I think you'd have to do some work. It's a very cheery house. Although, there's a stereotype there that haunted houses are creepy. But in real life, this is so silly considering I don't believe in ghosts or haunted things really. But it's just so to start the sentence out like that is odd. But in real life, quotation marks, a house doesn't have to be creepy to be haunted, because my aunt and uncle live in what would totally be a haunted house if I believed in that sort of thing. And their house is very cheery and lovely, but for sure haunted if that sort of thing existed. if you can catch my point there, haunted quote unquote houses do not need to be sad and dark and with an evil vibe. They can be very cheery and happy, and also just you can walk in and be like, nope, nope, nope. Also, so this in the original floor plan is more like a linen closet situation, but because closets are weird in The Sims, I ended up turning it into laundry. I did leave the hampers just in that area. You may have to move hampers around for gameplay. I actually struggle to get laundry to work, so if I were to play in this house for real, I would probably just take the hampers out. The hampers are what make laundry work, at least I think. And so I would just take the hampers out and have the laundry room more just for aesthetic purposes. But we do have a laundry in there. So I can hear my voice starting to go. I'm thinking that's all I needed to tell you about this build, so I might just let you listen to the music and hang out and watch the build. I hope you stick around. There is a part 2 coming because this build took so long, but I think I'm going to leave this here. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you're feeling very, very loved. And if you aren't, please know that I love you and I'm so grateful you're here. And I will talk to y'all in the next one.